right, welcome back to Drama Free Gaming. It is what it says, and it says what it is. Hopefully, you guys are doing well as you're tuning in to DFG Podcast here on youtube.com/drama free gaming. Get the word out, share this on social media. We're just a couple of gray heads that get together almost on a weekly basis. We're trying to up the game here and take it to the next level. But enough of that. Tonight, so far, it's just going to be me and Time hosting here. You can also catch us at anchor.fm/DFG Podcast. And one of the two dynamic duos is with me this evening, as always, my brother from another mother. That's Henyo. What's up, Henyo? Talk to these people.
What up? What up? I got the couch to myself. I'm gonna stretch out and just
Yes.
hang out. I'm wearing shorts.
There you go. There you go, bro. That's how you do it. Brother, how was your day, man? I know we were chatting a little bit about the day. How was this day specifically?
Yeah, no, I'm just glad it's over with. It was just a long day. Started very early at the crack of dawn because I had to boot up Outriders, so had to start my day there
Oh,
and
okay.
then transition to work and take a lunch break and squeeze in a game or two, and
I
then back to
see.
work and grinded it out till I got to this point. And luckily, actually, I was hanging out with your brother earlier, so
Ah, you see,
we had a little mini grinding session throughout the day. So
okay. Kind of,
wasn't that bad.
you guys who are listening and tuning in live, he kind of left that out in our pre-show that he was playing Outriders. We're gonna get to that here. Today is April 1st, 2021. Can you believe it? We're already 4 months into 2021. Next thing you know, you're gonna be hanging up the stockings once
Not
again. It's just been it's been crazy, man. Like you, Henyo, I'm so glad that today was being a long day. I'm just glad that we're winding down and we're here behind the mic. We have a lot to say this evening. Jay's not with us, aka Dark Dad. He has the little ones and he got a late start with them. So hopefully he'll jump on here a little bit later. Maybe he's tuning in right now. Shout out to him. He
AJ.
also has a Mega Man run that he's going to be doing here on the channel. Hopefully we can coordinate for next week. This week has just been crazy, so we weren't able to do it, and I'm sure he's happy because that gives him a little bit more time to practice. But he's been doing some retro gaming, and they've been fun. You've tuned into a couple of them, right, Henyo?
So, yeah, they are pretty good.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Yep. And we have a good time there. So shout out to those who join in for that. Just trying to get the content out here, just trying to do what we love to do. And that's gaming, whether we're chatting, whether we're playing, whether we're sharing, hanging out. And yeah, so with that, what have you been playing? And you already said Outriders. And I guess without going too deep into it, yeah,
I,
talk to
I
us.
I thought it was an April Fool's joke, honestly. Like
Really?
I right before bedtime last night, I said, "Man, what if this Outriders is a joke and it's not gonna be on Xbox Pass
Wow.
and it's not a real game because they only, it was a really good demo." And like, I went to bed with doubt, and I was like, "There's no way they would do that to us." The game, so an April Fool's joke. But literally, I woke up and I went to Xbox Pass, and sure enough, it was there, ready to install. I was like, "Okay, all right." So, you know, installed it and played some MLB The Show, to start my day. I did brush my teeth.
Nice.
Then, then I got the gaming going.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for that.
and it was real. I've been known to go straight to the joystick and
Mm.
bypass the toothbrush. So it was just like, wow, okay, all right, it's real, it's legit, and I was very happy. I even created a second character.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it
So
was real.
I mean, you just mentioned the whole April Fool's thing. I don't think I heard anybody today, uh, at least in my circles, even try to pull a fast one on me today, or even around us. It just felt like a regular day when usually you would have people trying to trick people and whatnot. But that thought didn't even cross my mind. That Outriders on Game Pass April 1st, April Fools. Now that you mentioned it, yeah, that it would have been a joke. That would have been messed up.
Would have been messed up, and that's what I went to bed with last night.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would have killed Xbox. I mean, don't give anybody any ammunition to attack Xbox, let alone Microsoft. But yeah, that would have been messed up. But no, people, it's out here. Outriders, Square Enix, correct? People Can Fly, putting out a game that I played the demo. I want to say not as extensively as some people, but enough to where we finished all the available content, at least with one character. So I had one run at it, and I found it to be enjoyable. Looking back at it now, the demo as opposed to as compared to the actual game, I haven't played the actual game yet. For me, it's a wait and see. I want to see if there's going to be more diversity in the biomes that we'll be exploring. I'm wondering if there's going to be opportunity to discover other biomes that are more I don't want to say, or I should say less barren and more populated, because I kind of felt that that's how the biome in the demo was. It was scarce. It almost gave me a Gears 1 type feel. I don't know how you felt about that, Henyo.
No, I mean the yeah, I actually got exposed to the new like the second half of the world, when you
Okay,
reach Jakub. So your brother got me there, and
cool.
yeah, it feels a little linear, but I mean, I think the mission base, the it's the meat, right? The
Right.
missions that you have to go through that are really enticing to me. So I didn't really focus much on, the world around me so much as, what's gonna be my next quest. So, and by the way, I did a golem character, so or what they call it, like a Hulk character, in
Oh,
which you
okay.
could. I forgot the term that they use for him, but I call
Okay.
it
Like
a
a
golem
gold.
character.
So he'd be the tank, the front
The
facing
tank.
character, the tank.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he
classic
does.
tank character. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he does like this little teleportation thing in which he zooms out and then you pick your character, the enemy, and then you zoom into him like a meteorite hitting the earth,
Wow.
and it creates a bit of a shockwave. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
And
Okay.
that's not
Okay.
even his super power. That was just one of his powers.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed from the demo. Haven't played the official game now that it's released, but I did enjoy, and I think I made the comment when we was playing that it had that synchronizing feeling where it kind of compelled you to use the special powers. So the cooldowns were nice. It reminded me of Anthem, in a good way, where they encouraged you to use the specials continuously and to chain them up. And definitely a game, from what I hear, that is going to be fun with people. So if you can get, a full on group, I think it's
Friday Night
four.
Special.
What was
Friday
that?
Night
Friday night
Special.
special. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I
This
know
is what
Javi
it's about.
called me. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's just, I mean, it is one of those games. You're gonna hook up either, with total strangers because they have, a lobby, or you're gonna hook up with a couple of friends and just have a plain good old time. I think the enemies are there to keep you busy, and the little time that I've had with it, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun.
That's great. And that's the bottom line, guys. And I think it's nothing that you're going to lose out any money or whatever if you are on Game Pass. Go check it out, right? And get
For
get a couple of friends, and it might be the new flavor.
Yeah,
That'd
sure.
be cool. Talking about games we're playing, let's talk about, as we jump into the topics here, games that we might not be playing anymore. Not that we're never gonna play them again, but an interesting question just to throw out there, and it's this: why don't we play Call of Duty anymore? What's happening to this genre? This question came across my table here, and Henyo, do you want to field this one and give us your take on this? Why don't we play? And again, this is our opinions. This is just us. But why don't we play Call of Duty anymore?
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing. I look across my social friends. I'm on both PlayStation and Xbox, so I look at my what my friends are playing. I want to see what they're into. And to be honest, at any given moment, I have at least at any time I could wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's at least 10 friends that I see playing, or in the middle of the day it might be another 15 to 20 different friends playing. And I'm looking up and down, and I noticed that not too many of them are really playing Call of Duty, and that's a new
Mm,
it just was a new release. So it's not like, they haven't come out with a new Call of Duty. And I just see people playing a lot of different games. Um, is it, could it be, people are sick and tired of Call of Duty? I have Call of Duty because I got it as a bundle with part of my PS4. But I haven't even turned it on, not even to play the campaign.
mm.
And I just started, wondering, what did happen to that, to that game? Like, are we tired of it? Are we just tired of, the craziness of the multiplayer aspect of it? I just don't see people playing it, and it just, you know, struck odd. Why? Could it be because of Xbox Pass? People are venturing out. Maybe I just have the wrong type of friends that don't
That
want
is
to
a
play.
possibility.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, I think back and all these people I met playing Call of Duty.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you match up, and all of a sudden, hey, send a friend request.
yeah.
They're your friends.
Yeah, I know when I started to stream on Mixer, which is just a story in itself. But when I started to stream on Mixer, I know one of the things that I was doing was just playing Call of Duty, and it was just an easy game, something I was familiar with back from the original Modern Warfare,
Mhm.
and it was just easy to jump into. It's rinse, wash, repeat. You go, you shoot, you shoot, you shoot, you get shot, you respawn, you do it all over again. And
It's too easy.
yeah, it's a and I don't mean to sound offensive, but it's a brain numbing game. You can almost be on autopilot. You don't have to be the best of the best. It's good that you can hang, but most of the time you're just out there and you're playing and you're not really thinking. And next thing you know, 5, 6, 7 hours have passed by. So it was one of those games that, it was attraction because it was nonstop action, but it really was the same thing over and over and over again. And um, I fell off Call of Duty. I think I've mentioned it here before. I fell off Call of Duty a while ago with Modern Warfare, I believe, 2, when the online was, I mean, booming and everybody was playing online, and you had a lot of nuisance out there and where I just got to the point where it was no more fun for me hearing every match some kid screaming in my ear that my mama was this and that I was that and this and I was just like, dude, I can't hang with this no more. And then I fell off Call of Duty for quite some time. Um, didn't find myself coming back to it. Personally, I felt like I can play the campaign, but it was like catching an action flick. You do the campaign, you're done with the campaign, and all there really is left is the multiplayer online, and it just hasn't, for me, it hasn't done anything revolutionary to pull me back in. And maybe that's something, I don't know, Henya, what do you think? I don't think it's so much the genre, but the game maybe itself needs to reinvent itself. It
Yeah,
doesn't it
I
come
haven't.
out on a yearly basis
Yeah, practically, or at least it feels like every two
like
years.
clockwork?
Yeah, yeah, and maybe that's just it. We don't get a chance to miss it, right? So, um, maybe they're just, it's too frequent, and the gameplay really hasn't changed that much. There's not much, you know, there's a formula to it now. Maybe their attention is more on the war zone, and that's where everyone is at, right? So I don't know. I really do enjoy the single player aspect of it, but like I haven't felt like I missed the game, the game itself. Even the single player. I've always played the single player and then, joined the multiplayer versus most people join the multiplayer and then when they're bored, they'll play the single player. So
Yeah.
Um, do I plan to play the single player? Yes.
Yeah. Same
It's
here.
almost like my duty to play the single player at least, even if I don't jump on the multiplayer one.
Right.
Uh, you know,
I enjoy jumping in for a couple of hours in the campaign and experiencing, that first person shooting. I don't think there's a game out there quite like Call of Duty that captures that military effect, whether it's World War II, Modern Warfare, Advanced Warfare. I liked all of them. I like to get behind that first person perspective, have my assault rifle, have my rocket launcher, have whatever, and live out that fantasy for a couple of hours. But to invest my time and my life into a multiplayer, to rank up to prestige, and I don't even know if that's a thing, but get to, like, prestige level 50, and then do it two, three, four times over. Like, that's not the life for me. um
I've tried that, and it's just like exhausting. I
no.
don't know how people do it day in, year out. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is like I finally prestige, and I leave it there. I don't even prestige over. I'm just like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna flip this for what? To start all over again?
Yeah, you get like a medal. At least when I remember, I think it was Modern Warfare 2. The last one that I did, I prestiged on that one time. You get like a badge that says you did it, and then your character starts from scratch. And at least in that game, and I was like, "Oh, okay, no." That was just my response. I said, "I'm not doing this again," because it took forever to get that first prestige. At least for me, because I wasn't gonna live on the game. But yeah, I think it would be healthy if they're not already or have been thinking about this, but for Activision to really be thinking about the future of Call of Duty, especially with all these free to play games that are out here, um that are, some are decent, some are not. I don't really play them, but you have a lot of competition out here, and people are looking for something new, something fresh. And I think Call of Duty is always going to have a following, a cult following, but I don't think they're always going to remain the juggernaut that they have been, or are, or maybe it's dwindling down. Who knows? I'm not an expert of it, so I can't,
See
speak
numbers
to
either,
that.
so I can't really. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see numbers. So I have no idea. They could be doing really well, and we just don't know it. Half of
Yeah.
it might be, the whole new streaming. Everyone's
Yeah.
into streaming now, so it's that aspect of it. But
Yeah. Well, and for us gray heads, we're talking from a perspective of we don't have all the time in the world like that, right? Like, we're not living at home. We have jobs, we have families, we have our own kids, we have responsibilities and stuff. And at least I speak for myself. I want to sit down and play something enjoyable. I want to give a shout out to Sleek, who is in the chat over on the Discord side. If you guys don't know, we do have a Discord channel available. It is Drama Free Gaming. Look us up. The link is right there on the video here on youtube.com/ drama free gaming. Come hook up, come join up with us, and we're just one family here. There's not a lot of us, but we do know each other intimately, kind of, sort of, and we all have one thing in common. That's gaming. We love our gaming on all different platforms, and we just have a good time just sharing this hobby. But Sleek, you make a comment, I'm gonna say it. He writes, the Switch off the dock needs better battery. Monster Hunter Rise crushes it, with a teary eye emoji there. And yeah, it does. We're going to talk about Monster Hunter Rise here in a few, but we're going to move on from Call of Duty. And Henya, do you want to tackle something specifically, as far as what we're going to be talking about this evening?
no, just looking forward to maybe playing Cyberpunk again. They got a,
Okay.
a nice big patch. And it's funny that like to tell you, I mean, it's a laundry list of this patch of what they worked on. All
Mm.
right, I won't even say that it fixed, but
Now,
it
you're
was
still
just a
playing on
laundry.
PC, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm playing it on the PC, and it was a 40 gig, about a 40 gig update, and it addressed a lot of quests and a lot of environmental things and the cars and I mean just a plethora. The list is obscenely long. You can't almost read all of it, you
Mm.
know. And like I boot up the game and like the first thing it wants me to do is like walk over to a bench and I sit down on the bench and and it allows me to complete a mission. I don't know why.
What?
It was just the weirdest thing. I said, okay, I guess I was in a quest that apparently got patched, and in order to end the quest properly, it just needed me to do something. I don't know. I literally sat down. It told me walk to this bench, so I walk over to the bench and I sat down, and it said quest completed. It was just the weirdest
Wow.
thing. And I'm like, okay, I guess this game was like in a really bad place that, they're just like, you know what? In order to complete the quest, just, have
Yeah.
the person
So
something, anything.
let me ask you a couple questions then. So starting off, you're playing it on PC. How long had it been since you went back to the game?
Uh, when was the last time I played it?
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's a
jeez,
whiles
I don't even
ago.
remember. Well, I got it for Christmas, right?
Uh huh.
So, it's been at least 3 months. I played about a couple of weeks worth of it, so
Okay.
maybe I would say it's safe to say 3 months.
Okay. So then
Three
from
months.
from that time period that you played it to now, the patches and stuff that have been coming out, what's your take? Was it noticeable?
I haven't played enough of it, but I tell you what, when I went back into the game, it 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 realized, like I realized I want to play this game.
Okay.
Like it
Good.
looks so good to me, and like when you're the cutscenes or whatever, or when you're preparing for a quest, you're looking at the characters and how like beautiful it looks, and you know the world is a little bit dumbed down, but um, you know, and when I mean dumbed down, the NPCs are a little bit dumbed down,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like, man, I could really see myself playing this game. So that's what I look forward to. I'll take it in dosages. I don't think I'm gonna play, 20 hours a week. I'll play maybe an hour a week or maybe 2 hours if time permits. But um, yeah, I look forward to going back into it and giving it a like I like it. I remembered. Oh man, this game is good. It looks good. I started thinking about all the places that I had visited during the quest. Because it's not all about being in the city. There's a deserted land out, like a desert land type of
Mm.
thing, almost like a Las Vegas area. Then you got like a Pacific area, which is you're by the ocean and stuff like that. So the game isn't that, closed into the city. You could venture out, and it's a pretty big world. And it just when I fired it up, I remembered. Oh yeah, this is why. It's a
Also,
good game.
I'm so glad that you're bringing these positive vibes to this game because from what I've heard, the little that I hear now regarding Cyberpunk, it's not positive, and to mention the game Cyberpunk, it's always in a negative connotation. Even still, after 3-4 months of it being released, and we're not making any excuses for how it released and whatnot, but like somewhere in my heart, and I've never played it, I want to play it, to be honest, on either PC or when it gets patched for the Series X. But that's when I'll pull the trigger on it and play it. But I'm glad that you're bringing the positive vibes because I want this game to be successful eventually. You know what I'm saying? Is that wrong?
No, and it's a damn beautiful game to look at. And like you look around the world, and you're like, wow, this is a really cool place. Like it's like you want to be part of the world. Stuff that you come across. And the missions aren't really that bad. Obviously every quest, you have to go to a certain area, clear it out, and get the information you need. So I mean, that's I don't care what game you're playing. You have to drive somewhere. You might get in trouble driving there, and when you get there, there's going to be people waiting for you. Name a game that isn't like that. So,
Right.
it has all the elements that you would enjoy from, any other game. I think is currently labeled as a bad game, as something that's broken,
Yeah.
and that's what it's getting. It's getting it's a broken game write off.
Yeah.
But not me. I'm gonna continue as long as the game is playable. I was playing it even while it was broken.
Mm,
Like I mentioned that, I was working on a quest and apparently I must have completed, didn't even realize it.
right. Is it would you say that is it the times that we live in where, you get hyped for something, whether it's the next phone, the next tablet, the next whatever TV series, or I shouldn't say TV series, but Netflix series. Um and we're just chomping at the bit. We consume media and products like immediately, and then we spit them out, and they don't get an opportunity to kind of like grow on you, to expand, to improve. It's almost like you got one shot at this. If you don't get it 100% right the moment that you set off or set out, you're done. Like there's really hardly any redemption stories anymore. No, 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 no Cinderella stories. It's almost like, oh, you messed it up. That's it. You're screwed. Move on. And do we forget that this is CDPR, CD Project Red, the people who made The Witcher 3, one of the most acclaimed, beloved RPG games till this day. I mean, there's people that will swear by. I'll swear by it. And because of this unfortunate turn of events, like we're done, like for good. It's, I mean, that's the world we live in, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's no time to like, try to try something broken. People want to keep moving if it's not gonna work for them. Excuse me. I just think back at when GTA first came out, right? GTA was, hugely, anticipated, and the multiplayer aspect was the highlight of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about this recent GTA. When it came out, that multiplayer portion was kind of the servers were overwhelmed, and
Mm,
it wasn't the best multiplayer experience that it is now. I don't know if it because they perfected it, or
mm,
there's less people playing on it, or whatever the case may be. But GTA, when it first came out, I mean, you just had to stick with the with the first play, with the I'm sorry, the gameplay, the
right.
the campaign mode, until they sorted out the multiplayer portion of it. Because they couldn't, it was just terrible to get on a server. It was crazy. People were losing profiles and stuff like that. So, I mean, look at GTA to this day. I mean, they're still going strong.
But
And what
that was a different time, right? I mean, as
that
opposed to
too, but
today and the speed of things.
yeah, but it's just you shouldn't give up on something. There's those. There was as long as the company's vested in it. The division the same way. They kept going at it, even no matter how much people trashed it. They were like, "Oh, the game is broken. The game is broken." But you know what? The c- the developers stick with it, and they continue to try to refine it, try to fix the problems, and stick with it. And it just feels like CD Projekt didn't get that break. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like they didn't. They're not being given a chance.
right.
You understand? Like let's say the Division or Rockstar or whatever
Yeah.
case may be.
Yeah.
But and no big deal. They don't, people want to trash the game, go ahead. But for the people who are actively playing it, and the potential that I see in it, I'm gonna go enjoy it. And there's been plenty of game titles that I've played that no one has even played, that people won't even look at.
Yeah.
So
And I think it's also, and again, no offense to anyone, and Dark that is in the house. What's up,
oh,
Jay? Say what's up.
Hello, everyone.
hey,
All
hold on,
right.
let me move over.
Uh,
Hold on.
He's
Wait,
sliding
what?
over on the couch.
Well, I take it I wasn't missed. Apparently, I walked into a interesting conversation here.
Well, jump in, man. I was just getting ready to say that, maybe if you guys are tuning in here again on youtube.com/ drama free gaming, or over on anchor.fm/ DFG podcast, or wherever you're listening to your podcast, this is an interesting topic because you're getting a perspective from three, and I always like to use the word gray heads. We are experienced gamers. We've been longtime gamers, and I know from time to time the topic comes up where we say, hey, we used to sit on games, marinate in them. You know, we grew with games. And talking about CD Project Red and Cyberpunk, and me being one of those individuals that wants it to succeed, and I know that the company's still vested. I felt the same way about Anthem until EA killed it. I was holding out hope against hope, for that
Yep.
game, even though I knew that EA was going to probably murder it like they did. Um, I don't
Wait,
know,
so
like
Anthem's
what's the benefit, guys? If you can speak to that, what's the benefit with holding on to a game that you specifically like and growing with it?
Jay?
uh, okay.
And
I'm
you can
coming.
pick a game and give us an example if you want.
Okay, so basically, what you're asking is, what's the growth? What's the growth like growing up with the game?
Well, no, what I mean is, like, have you ever been looking forward to a game, a title that you were so hyped, so passionate about, you followed the game, this, that, and the other. The game came out and it didn't live to the expectations, whether this was in the past or whether this is something current, but you stuck with the game. Did you get any benefit of sticking with the game, or what did you learn? What was your experience, or was it a letdown? Was it a waste of time?
Uh, well, okay, I might as well just go ahead and say I might as well
And I
take
know it's
Division one.
subjective, so it's
It
our
is, but
opinions.
yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go with Division. One of the first games that I went back to multiplayer after not wanting to do it for so long, and then you know, it wasn't when they first laid it out in E3, brother. I know you can attest to this. What was presented, what was not, was sold to us, which hurt my feelings, but I still loved the game regardless of the fact. And the game did have its growing pains, especially in the early days of D1. Uh, it was rough out there. If you weren't playing every day, if you didn't do what you had to do, it was just hard to level up in any capacity of the word. But I met people, and we grew, and as I met people with the division, we watched the game grow from a lot of the faults to a lot of like, whoa, they're doing this. Division is the best case scenario for me. I'm pretty sure if you've been online gaming, you can throw games out there like Diablo. You can go even further back with Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, but everybody's going to be different. We're all going to have different experiences. And, I think Division was the best multi on for what the topic is. Division fits because it just, you grew. I met some of the best people ever. And it was just a great experience overall for me.
Yeah, I'm
Short,
glad.
short and sweet of it.
I'm glad you mentioned the social aspect, because we do talk about gaming, but isn't that the reason why, like, now in the age that we live in, we play games and we're constantly, quote unquote, connected, to where we are going to meet up, hook up with people, and it's the social aspect that I think a lot of these games and a lot of, companies, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, are looking for that social aspect, for people to get together, play together, because that's how their games are going to grow and thrive. And do we miss out on that because, again, it's a one and done? It's it doesn't live to my expectations. It's not what you showed. It's not what I expected. Let's move on to the next thing, and we don't give an opportunity for games to ferment. Is that
That
I mean, is that a problem? Do you guys see that as a problem moving forward, or are we just going to continue, amassing game after game after game and wanting more and more and more and never being satisfied?
take this one, Henyo. You
To
got
me,
this.
it's yeah, sure. It's one of the things that I really miss is stuff like E3 and stuff like that, right? Because what do we get from E3? We get to see up and coming,
Yeah, yeah,
games, right?
definitely.
We haven't had that lately, but regardless. it kind of builds up that anticipation of a game that you kind of see coming down the alley, right? And you start dreaming about it, you start analyzing any little
Mm-hmm.
screenshot that you see, and you're waiting for that day to arrive. And you hear the stories, you hear the developers talking and stuff like that, and it kind of builds up that whole anticipation, right? And you're making a commitment. Now you're emotionally attached to the game. Forget about the financial commitment that you're gonna get the $99 package. You kind of, you're saying, I'm gonna play this game and I'm gonna enjoy it, and it's almost to the point that you say, even if it sucks,
Mm-hmm.
because because
Right.
you're emotionally attached to the game now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like baseball right now, if MLB The Show 21 sucks, I'm gonna still try to continue to play that game no matter what,
Mm.
right? I did it with MLB 2K. I'm trying to remember. I think it was just 2K, the one with Jeter on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
It was unplayable because it was on the brand new Xbox 360 that would red ring of death.
Right.
But
That'd
the
be
anticipation from
2K6.
playing in the previous years, I had a commitment, an emotional commitment that that was going to be my game. Remember, I at that prior to that, I was saying, nah, 2K is the game, 2K is
Right.
the game. This was even before I held on to held the game called MOB The Show.
Mm-hmm.
And I vested myself in it emotionally, financially, and my time. So you get to these buildups, and no matter how bad the game ends up being, you just hope that you're able to recover from it. The developers, especially nowadays, even if a game does come out broken, you should have that capability to fix it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, again, when we grew up, whatever came out that box,
That
you
was
were
it.
stuck with that box.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's always that glimmer of hope that, what, the developers will patch it. What's the
Right.
first thing that says when you get a game? Oh, when it's gonna be patched?
Right. Right.
It's not even a question of this is the final product.
Right.
You know this game is gonna get patched. You know this game is gonna be patched no less than 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
There is that in
Mm,
your heart, and that right there is the point that you say, you know what, I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna try to keep hope. I'm gonna try to finish this game, even if it sucks, even if I'm too vested. And that's the way I see it. That's the way you go down that road.
Something that didn't happen with and I don't want to take too long talking about CD Project Red, of course, in Cyberpunk, even though I would love to talk some more about it from this perspective and maybe talk about other things concerning the game. But um, it's like the game that's on screen right now. I Monster Hunter Rise. You guys know how I feel about the franchise. It is my number one favorite game of all time. Um, but I was invested, like you said, emotionally into the game from the moment they announced it. Mind you, I still had my doubts, my fears, my concerns, which then quickly were, you know, just put to rest as the developers gave interviews and we started seeing a little bit more gameplay, got our hands on the demo. None of that stuff happened for Cyberpunk, where there wasn't like an open hey, here's the demo, check out the game. It was basically done behind closed doors, and I think that that's something that I hope other industries, under other developers learn and say, hey, before we put our game out, we should probably put it out there for the public to check it out, and give us feedback. uh with that, let me ask you this question, guys. And I know that this is probably going to sound like it's going left field, but it just comes to mind. I'm going to go with it. Since we're talking about games releasing prematurely, demos being available, this, that, and the other, do you think that Halo Infinite is actually going to release in November? And if you do, think it's going to release, do you think there's going to be a playable demo sometime before the game launches?
Hmm.
mm. Playable demo, yes. November release, no.
Hmm.
Okay.
Because
Um,
every time, I mean, it's just a proven fact every time they throw an announcement down for a game lately because of world pandemics and other problems, everything gets pushed back. So I'm saying January, February.
of next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd be unlike Microsoft to do something like that, really that bad. Um, I don't,
And
I don't know if it'll get pushed that far back out. And I do believe that they have testers. I just don't think it's out in the open testing.
Mm.
I think it's very reserved testing like that.
I,
And
I think the
it might
game is still in development, if you really want my honest opinion.
You don't
Okay.
think they'll make a Christmas mark?
It depends because you're talking about Halo is supposed to be next gen. Like you can't drop a game like Halo and be like, all right, well, here's Halo, enjoy. No, you got to bring in next gen Halo. It can't be no whitewash. It can't be anything less than what next gen is supposed to
Well,
be. And if
well,
they do that,
let me stop you for a moment, Jay. Remember that Halo Infinite was announced from the jump, and that hasn't changed. That it was going to be across all the Xbox platforms. So that
that's
there hasn't been any like conversation or anything about, oh, we decided that we're going to scrap the Xbox, One X version, like none of that. Like as far
oh,
as
I
we're
get it.
concerned, it's going to release on all these consoles.
I get that. But in the same notion, if you think they're going to sleep on the power of the Series X and not, not make it optimized completely for just that system and everything else, we all know is going to be a downgrade anyway. But if they don't make a fully optimized version for that system, which is going to be what it's basically going to be built on, then they're going to lose before they even cross the finish line because gamers are too picky and frankly too smart now. I mean, the dumber we were back in the day, we didn't care. Too much information out here now for us not to care, not to go, well, I'll wait. Because just like you guys said earlier, if it ain't what it is, they'll patch it.
I
Yeah,
agree. I'm hoping that the game is delayed. To be honest with you, if it ain't ready, November, December, I'd rather see it release in 2022. What were you gonna say, Henyo?
yeah. No, I think Microsoft has their house in order, and they'll see to it that this, you know, that it's ready. I think I have faith in Microsoft that they could pull this off because I think they're efficient, and I think you know they'll use whatever resource they have to make sure that everything's working fine, and it'll be ready.
Mm.
I don't know. That's just
Well,
I think I've grown too much like to understand Microsoft that I know they're just devilish that way. They're not a poor, house. They have money and
oh
they
yeah,
will not that they're gonna throw money at the problems. I think they're just gonna not have big problems. You understand? I think they have the infrastructure for the multiplayer aspect of it. They're nothing new to their system, right? And they're gonna provide whatever you know they need to make sure testing goes out and confirm what's happening. I also think there's a lot of non-disclosure contracts happening, and people cannot talk about them testing out the game.
I do hope that there is a public demo, beta, whatever you want to call it, at least a month or two before the game launches. Just at least just to give us a taste of what it is, and if for whatever reason there's things that we can possibly give feedback, and I agree with Henyo in this point that hopefully if it's polished then there won't be a lot of that. But Sleek says in the chat, he says, I agree with the focus on next gen is going to be more important to focus on. It needs to cater a majority of the focus there and then fix the older console issues after. I agree. I definitely do agree. I am surprised that after the cancellation or pushing it forward to this year, to 2021, the end of 2021, that they didn't turn around and say, hey, you know what? we're just going to release this on our Series S and Series X and just take advantage of 2021 and maybe do like a quote unquote relaunching of the system. Because hopefully by that time we'll be able and you'll be able to get your hands on a Series S or a Series X and, come into the next generation of gaming, as well as a PS5. So good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Talking about something old, something new. Have you guys heard about the Xbox Live going away and now it's being rebranded or has been rebranded to be called Xbox Network? Did y'all hear about that?
I haven't heard
Look,
about it, but doesn't it doesn't
doesn't
really
really
yeah.
It doesn't roll
doesn't
off
matter.
the tongue? What are you talking about? Come
Well,
on. Xbox Network. I
okay,
mean,
hold on. First,
go ahead. Go
okay,
ahead, Jay.
Voice of,
okay. First off, Xbox needs to stop. Like, just seriously stop. I mean, I get they want to rebrand and rename and tickle this and fold that and throw that over there. Okay, stop.
I mean,
Keep it simple.
do you
It's-
guys think that this came about because do you remember maybe about a month ago or something they kind of like try to stealth the doubling of the Xbox Live subscription, price for the year, and they started eliminating the options of being able to get like 1 month and 3 month, and all you can do is get like this subscription. They try to double it. They got kicked back immediately on that, and they said no, we were just kidding. We're gonna leave it at the price that it is currently. But do you think that this was a product of it, that Xbox Live, something that's been around since what, 2003? I'm not sure. I have to look that up, but I know Xbox Live as Xbox Live. Like even today when we're talking, we're saying, "Hey, you're going to jump on live, we know that it's like we're going to connect, we're going to be on Xbox, but this Xbox Network thing, is it a sign of other things that maybe Microsoft is looking to bring under some sort of umbrella?"
I'm not
I don't
reading too
know.
much into it. I'm just
I'm only
continue the service and we'll be
okay.
all right.
Okay, seriously, I only think it's becoming Xbox Network because of Discord. They're
You
trying
think
to,
so?
since they got because they got Discord, and what do most people do on Discord? They network.
Okay.
Xbox Network,
I
all
mean,
because of all because of Discord.
yeah, I mean that's not a sealed deal anyway. They're pursuing that. That hasn't happened yet. I might not happen, to be honest. Sleek says they need to focus and invest time on next gen. Makes sense. He's talking about Halo there. They did it because no reason for gold. Now free games and chat will be accessible to all. You think so?
Well,
I
that's a fact. That ain't a thought. That's a fact. I mean, being honest.
gold now free games, and have you seen the offering for gold recently? I'm gonna use the words. It's trash. like
I
why does
mean,
that still exist? Like why?
well, look at it this
I
way.
found gold.
What was that?
Sometimes you gotta dig. Sometimes you gotta dig in the trash can to find gold, man.
No, not me, bro. Not with the abundance and the prosperity of gaming these days. I ain't digging in no trash. It's trash. I'm not dumpster diving. I'm sorry. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing it. Like I don't know when was the last time that I looked in what is it? Still once a month where they give you like a game and one of them is like all month long, the other one's like 15 days and then it switches off to another one. Like I don't really care about that no more cuz I got Game Pass Ultimate.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you're right. And that's what I'm saying. I totally forgot about Xbox Gold. I
Yeah, I
just
don't even know. I don't even know if there's a convenient like icon on the dashboard when you turn on your Xbox to get to those games. Like before, it was front and center. Last time I checked, you had to like click 3, 4, 5 different apps to get to the announcement of what was being offered. And I don't know. I just maybe they need to get rid of it. maybe I don't know. I'm saying for me because I'm spoiled. I guess I got Game Pass Ultimate
Man.
and I got all these games and whatnot, so I could care less about a free game here and there. But I would do away with it. And really, if it meant that they can just redirect their focus, their energies on something that's more, I don't know, attractive. I don't know.
Well, that depends on their customer base and how much people clamor for it.
Yeah,
Mm.
not
Because
everybody wants to pay the ultimate price. You know, the no pun
yeah,
intended.
Yeah. But you know what's
so I
one of the
mean,
best kept secrets? And I will continue to beat that drum here. And if you guys don't know about it, Microsoft rewards. If you just build up those Bing points, okay, you get points for purchasing games digitally. You get points for renting movies or purchasing movies through the Xbox network. If you do these things and you accumulate these points, you can literally pay with those points. You can redeem those points and it'll pay your Xbox Game Pass subscription, your Xbox Ultimate. I haven't paid for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for more than 2 years. I haven't. It's all been
he,
points. It's
he,
points.
he dropping game on y'all right now. You better listen.
I'm just trying to share with the young bucks out here that don't know. It's free money. It's there. Like you go to certain gas stations to gas up because they're gonna give you some points, right? So then you can go inside and get yourself a donut or something at the end of the week. You do it at other places. You do it through this shop and through Amazon and through Best Buys. Why not do it here through Xbox? You're gaming, get these points, redeem them, get your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate paid for. Like I said, look how smooth I am. I haven't paid for 2 years cuz I rolled everything over into it, okay? I got enough points accumulated that I can extend it out another year if I felt like it. Plus, I got another 2-year subscription of Game Pass Ultimate that came with my Series X. I think I'll
This
be
dude
all
gaming for
right.
free.
I think I'll
Look,
be all
right
right.
now I got 16,000 points from just making Bing my default
Look at that.
homepage,
That's
which I open every single day to get to my email. So I'm gathering several points every single day,
every
and I'm
time you
not
do a search, you get points.
even.
They even have like little trivia things that you don't even have to get the right answer. You just click through them. It's like 2-3 minutes of your life, and that's it
Look, a Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, all you need is 12,000 points.
for a
So guess
That's
month.
for a month.
For a
so guess
month.
what?
For a month. And do the math, guys. If you just did the 150 points a day by just doing searches, because you can do search, you get I think like 5 points per search. If you just
Quiz.
did that, what's the math on that? I gotta bust out the calculator here and get nerdy on you guys, right? So
Oh, this brother going to get a
150
calculator.
times 30 is 4,500 points. That's just you doing searches for the month, right?
Literally getting free games every month.
Yeah, 4,500 points, and that's not like you purchasing stuff. Anyway, I'm not even gonna belabor it because I know some people out there are gonna be like, "Oh, I ain't got no time for it." Blah blah blah. You know what? Pay your $15. Do it. I'm not. That's
Actually,
it.
it's like 20 something dollars now, I
Well,
think.
you know what? You pay that money. I'll keep my money in my pocket for other things. So
Hey,
I'll,
you hit it.
I'll
Hit it
take
good
I'll
as
take
well.
my lunch and yours. If you don't want your points, that's cool.
See, y'all understand something. He just dropped old man knowledge on you
DFG
guys.
fund.
Was that Henyo?
Don't we have a DFG fund or something? Come on,
I
keep
don't
up.
know, man.
Yeah,
I'm just
for
trying.
fun. I don't know. Hey, look, man, I ain't seen $1 yet. Somebody send me some funds if you talking like that.
Yeah, we need to start we need to get Microsoft in there and throw us something.
I got an update while we having fun, guys.
Go ahead.
So as of tomorrow, between 10:45 and 12:45, I will have Outrun,
Oh,
You
but I won't
suck.
be able to build it to Monday.
Mm. Okay.
So I will build it and send y'all the finished product and let you know what I think, especially in time because I know
I,
he
I
likes Outrun. So
I'm curious about one thing on that machine, and I want you to give me your honest like review of it. I don't doubt the gameplay and all that other stuff's gonna be dope. The whole feel, the steering wheel. It's that pedal that worries
yeah,
me. That pedal worries me that it's going to just snap off. So you let
well
me
I'll
know. You let me know what your thoughts
I'll
are on
give
that.
you because I think this one is going to be slightly bigger because of the way it's built
Mm-hmm.
because the control panel is going to be more slanted versus it's going to be more slanted versus the normal way it sits. And then I'm pretty sure the wiring for the pedal and then the wiring for the board are going to be two different wiring pieces. So it's going to be, and then not to mention I'm going to have my 9-year-old jump on it too
Mm.
because well, look, the way I look at it, most of this stuff going to him anyway.
Yeah,
So let him enjoy it too.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
man. I mean, if if you're making out wills and stuff, yo, put me in there for that outrun. I'll be
Nah,
good.
nah, nah. Okay, this brother got the King Kong and Godzilla machine
Man,
coming through the door. So I don't even
yeah.
want to hear your
Well,
nonsense on that.
let's just say a quick update that 32 inch monitor arcade cabinet came in today. And I was like, what? Because it was not supposed to ship out. According to them, recroommasters.com, check them out. We're not sponsored, affiliate, or anything. But I ordered a cabinet through them and it was back ordered. And according to them, it was not going to ship out until April 7th. So I'm thinking here, it's gonna come maybe towards the end of April or whatnot. But it came through the door today. Federal Express pulled up, rang the bell, and next thing you know, I got these 4 huge boxes
Yeah,
in
I was
my
wondering.
room to the point that these boxes are so big and stuffed. I haven't opened them, okay? But my wife removed my futon from my room downstairs so that I can put the boxes in the room. And she's like, "So when you gonna build this?" And I'm like, "Saturday." So, I mean, she
See,
wants
he
these
say that
boxes
now, y'all.
gone. She wants them
Yeah,
gone.
he says that now, but he might have to cut the yard. You might have to do the roof.
No, no,
Go get
I
the.
already got that worked out. My daughter's gonna be doing the yard. I told her, look, I'm gonna hit you off with $20. Just go do a good
Oh,
job and
oh
do the yard
no.
work. So I'm gonna be inside and I'm gonna try to build this thing on Saturday, and I'll give you guys an update at that point. But guys, if you're still here, if you're still listening, again, Drama Free Gaming on YouTube.com, and again, DFG Podcast on Anchor.fm, and anywhere you hear this podcast. I'm not going to talk about Microsoft and acquiring Discord and all that. You know why? Because I'm not that smart. And I really, you know what? If they acquire Discord, I hope they don't mess them up because I like Discord. I hope that they utilize it. And if they don't, well, then the story has come and gone. That's how I feel about that. Any objections as to moving on, guys? What do you think?
I say sustain. Let's keep it going.
All right. I want Henyo to talk about this Nintendo stock because the way he worded it here on the notes, I was
Okay.
like, I read it like 2, 3 times. So what's up? What you invested into Nintendo now?
My venture off with Robin Hood and buying stock. So, some time ago, I think it's been about a month already, or maybe less. I had bought some Nintendo stock, thinking, hey, things are looking up, right?
Yeah.
They got some good games lined up. Nintendo Direct had a great performance in my book, and I'm not
Hmm.
even a Nintendo guy,
Right.
right? So, Nintendo Direct came off good. Announcement of a new handheld coming up soon, and plethora of games. Monster Hunter Rise coming out. I thought, man, this is gonna be a good showing here, man. So let me invest some money. So throw some money into Nintendo, but
Hmm.
this stock is flat.
Man.
I can't make a quarter on it. I'm talking about it has no pulse. I mean, it's just
Wow.
like it, as a matter of fact,
Oh,
it
oh,
tanked for a while and it came back, but it didn't go above what, it could have. So,
oh,
I was just like, I'm dumping this stock, man. I don't know
no,
why,
here's
but
the
my
here,
money's
here,
not doing anything there
Wow.
here's the thing, Henyo.
long term.
I mean, first off, Nintendo is long term, and not to mention, if anything about the Switch Pro they talked about is going to be remotely hitting the shelves, and it's true, your stock's going to rise and go through the roof.
Hmm.
Nintendo, any hardware that Nintendo drops sells.
Uh,
It's the truth.
Yeah, I heard
The
somewhere,
reader
Jay. I don't know if you heard the same thing, but I heard that Nintendo is probably like the only of the three Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox that actually make a profit on selling their hardware, their consoles.
that is absolutely correct. Nintendo, like, it's cheaper to make cartridges than there is to make gig DVDs or HD. I mean, Nintendo may not be putting out 60 frames per second at 1080p, but it ain't stopping me from sitting down and gunning out Monster Hunter hard. Nintendo just knows how to sell to people, and they do it simply. Hey, look, here's the new Mario. Go buy it. Okay. I mean, that's just what it is.
yeah,
Hey, look, Mario's got a new collection coming out. Make sure
yeah.
you get it before we stop using it or stop selling it. What do people do? They go buy it.
Yeah, doesn't that suck? They created that sense of urgency and we're like, oh, if you don't get it by March 31st, Mario's going to die. You'll never see him again. I wonder statistically, how many people not ran out literally, but got on their Switches and went onto the store, the eShop, and were like, oh, I got to get this because this is never going to come out ever again. I wonder if on the 31st of March, yesterday was the highest selling day for their Mario games. It must have been.
I don't know, brother. I just think that
I
the
think
way people
overall,
go ahead, Henya.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you. I
Go
just
ahead,
think
man.
overall stocks are very bearish right now, and
Mm,
nothing's really moving. Overall, stocks are just down everywhere you look. Even Microsoft's stagnant. So, maybe it is the wrong move. No, I mean it's still low enough that I could go back and buy it and still, I
right.
don't know.
Well, just remember this. If you count Nintendo out, Nintendo's like Rocky. They get punched in the face so much, the next thing you know, they up and they beating you in the face.
Their stock has yet to go over $90.
Wow.
I mean, you say that now. Look what happened to Bitcoin. Man, Bitcoin they gonna go over 70 cents. Now it's worth $51,000 a share.
Crazy.
This brother.
And now
These brothers are trying to purchase something or retire on something.
Nah,
trust me.
I keep thinking going back to GameStop, man. I had
Wow.
bought that shit at 14. Did I even spend
Oh, I know you hurt, dude. Oh, I know your
I,
soul is broken.
my
Mm.
wife called me stupid.
Did she slap you
What?
across the head while she called you stupid? Because
She told me
I could
don't.
picture that.
She told me don't talk about it no more.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so I gotta ask, what's stupid in Spanish?
Stupido.
Estúpido. And you usually hear the chancleta sound like right behind it. So
Man, I fucked up.
oh my gosh.
I could have been sitting easily on 5Gs. Easily. I mean, I'm not a
Wow.
big spender. I don't have a lot of money in Robinhood. Still, I could have bought. I did buy. I did have several shares of GameStop. I unloaded them prior to all this crap.
Mm. Yeah, you're not
Now,
the only one, brother. I had bought a couple, when it was really low. I said, let me just try this out. And then I quickly got tired of the whole looking at it. And when I said, you know what, I can't get too heavily involved in this because I got that addictive personality. And then I'm just going to keep putting money into this and looking at it and obsessing. And I just left it alone. I haven't gone back to it since. But when I saw that news, I laughed because I was like, oh my gosh, you know how many people are right now just crying? Not out
oh,
of joy. They're just crying because they're like, oh, GameStop is dead and this and that. And then for that one moment, it just blew up.
Skyrocket.
And
they keep pushing it. That's the
yeah,
bad thing. They
yeah.
keep pushing
Yeah,
it.
it's still above $100. I mean,
Yeah.
again, still, if you invested, $5 or $14 on it, you're still reaping. If
Yeah.
you haven't sold it by now, of course,
Yeah. But
you should have sold that
and,
300.
and we're not gonna talk about GameStop, but GameStop. I think one of you guys sent me an article, and I was like, yo, that's really cool. Where GameStop is going to get into the business of selling computer parts, graphics cards, and all this good
Oh, that
stuff.
was me. That was
Yeah.
me that sent that.
Yeah.
You're not seeing it
Oh,
already.
tell me, and I can't remember the article, but tell me, did you guys read the article I sent about PlayStation kind of shooting themselves in the foot, not trying to compete with Game Pass?
Mm. I'd be honest, I didn't read it, but you know, let me just say this, and this is from a I prefer Xbox, you guys know that, over, PlayStation. But Game Pass, I don't think would be as good as it is today if it wasn't for PS Now, because PlayStation put that out first, and Xbox might have had something cooking, but I think that spurred Xbox to get it together real quick and really, really like develop it, because PlayStation Now, it was just a missed opportunity, and it's kind of like, if they had the infrastructure that Microsoft had, they would have been running with this a long time ago. We wouldn't even be talking about Game Pass today, to be honest. But because Microsoft got the infrastructure, and they got the money, and they got the tech, and they got, the servers and all that other stuff, Game Pass, hasn't looked back. But PS Now was there. It was there. It was trying to put it out there, streaming and whatnot, but it just didn't have the tools that Microsoft has. So, and I'm not knocking it. I'm sure that sooner or later PlayStation is going to adopt something, and they're going to compete. They're not just going to sit on the sidelines. They might not do it now. They might not do it in the next year or whatever, but honestly, I don't think they're even in a position now where they need to do it. To be honest, I
I
still
can, I
think
can,
that there's people that it's a cult following. It's like people who follow Apple. Their fans are not going anywhere, and I don't think that they're hurting at all.
I can
So
agree with that.
So yeah, I'm not concerned about PlayStation. I think they're just fine, but I do want them to compete, because if they don't, then Microsoft could get the big head and, start thinking, "Oh, well, maybe, on a Friday midnight, we'll just double the price of Ultimate, and, nobody will be the wiser." And no, that's not
Or even
happening.
worse, stop caring.
Yeah. Yep.
Stop.
Now, I got a hypothetical for you both, and this came out of nowhere in my head. I know Henyo can put in, and I know you can put in time. So y'all ready for this? Do you think Microsoft can flat out buy Nintendo?
Ooh.
Can
I don't
they? Can they?
Can they buy out
Yes.
Nintendo?
Yes, they can. They can. You're talking about they got money. They got the money to do it. Is it even something that could happen? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
there's the ability to, but is there the agreement or the conditions? No, not even close. And I don't think it'll ever happen, not in my lifetime. And I
No,
hope it
I
doesn't.
think
I hope it never happens.
they better not happen.
No, no, no,
What
no.
about you, Henyo? Where you fall
Yeah,
in this
no,
conversation?
yeah. Of course, they could buy. I mean, they Microsoft drops billions every other day.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
uh, but I don't know. It's not
uh,
something that I see
Yeah, I
myself
mean
getting.
that's something, Jay, that I've heard before, and people don't understand when you're talking about these three: Nintendo, PlayStation, and Microsoft. Just just take Microsoft, and notice I said Microsoft. I didn't say Xbox. Take Microsoft and put them on on a whole other like spectrum, okay? when it comes to money. Okay, we're just talking about finances. All right, they just purchased. What did they spend? $7.5 billion on Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, $7.5 billion. They already made that money up. Like Daniel said, they spending billions of dollars. Okay, um,
I get it.
PlayStation is nowhere near that. Nintendo's nowhere near that. They compete as far as like their products, their games, their delivery, their marketing, but flat out money, like monetary value, that and we never want to live in a world where there is a monopoly of things. We don't want that. Like I never want Xbox to purchase or buy out PlayStation. I'd never want to see PlayStation not succeed, not do well, or the same with Nintendo. I want these companies to continuously duke it out and continuously say, hey, look at here, this is what we have to offer and this is the price we have it at, and compete, because at the end of the day, that's when we win.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean that's with everything. So but good question on that, and it's a good reminder to just let us know that as gamers, honestly, have a preference, but I don't ever want to see one dominate the other. That's why I don't do the whole console war business and all that other stuff. I think it's foolishness because you're cheering for one to win and the other one to die, and what you're doing is you're boxing yourself in to rely on one thing and one thing only. And if that's ever the case, you're gonna pay through the nose for whatever it is. Um, if you want that service in that game. So talking about PlayStation, what's this about the PlayStation Store closing? On the PlayStation 3? I heard on the Vita as well,
Yeah,
or on the
bro. It just cut
PSP.
off, didn't
He dropped off. Yeah, speaking
he? Is
of
he
PlayStation,
Yeah, what's happening with that? Because
okay?
I'm not too versed in what's happening there. You guys got to clue me
We're
in on
we're gonna
this.
you're gonna have to repeat that because you dropped out.
I dropped off. I'm sorry. Maybe I pulled away from the mic, but what's the whole situation with PlayStation Store closing on the PlayStation 3? What are they
and
doing over there at Sony?
I think
Uh,
it's just the ending of one chapter. You know, as we
yeah.
get the new console in, they're phasing out the services and everything else on PS3, and now PS4's legacy, and PS5 is the place to be. Yeah, I kind of started seeing this because I had some games on the PS3, and one of the things we used to play as a family here is SingStar, and I had a lot of digital downloads, a lot of songs and stuff like that, and that was one of the first stores to shut her down, so I couldn't get my digital downloads from that company anymore.
Mm,
So I kind of saw it coming. I had a funny feeling it was gonna come, and Sony's officially announcing that. I don't know the exact date, but um, it's just a phase of out with the old and with the new,
right.
and
I know. I think Sleek said it in the chat. He says older consoles, PSP is outdated. A lot of games will be brought to PS now, I bet.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
don't they don't have backwards compatibility like Xbox has it. I mean, let me not say they don't. They have it available in their own way, I guess, through PS Now, but that's the route that they've taken. So,
Oh, and for those of you, not to stop this argument, just to cap off what we were talking about, the whole Microsoft and Nintendo thing, ladies and gentlemen, to go ahead and put it simply, and Tom is right. As of right now, Nintendo's net worth of 2021 is $95 billion.
it ain't going nowhere.
They would dent Microsoft, but Microsoft net worth is $1 trillion. Like
So
to
that 1 trillion is close to 95 billion. So
yeah.
no. I mean, it was they could easily go, oh, we'll buy you Nintendo, but I'm pretty sure, as End said, I mean, it just caps off his argument where would it be worth it?
yeah,
Right.
because because Nintendo is needed, Sony is needed, and Microsoft is needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're at the point now, just to give you guys, just to let you guys know. I mean, right now, money wise, I haven't looked up how much Sony's worth yet, but Microsoft clearly has got the deep pockets right now. So
Yes, Sleek reminds us, and I remember this, that Nintendo laughed in Microsoft's face twice when Microsoft twice approached them trying to purchase them. And
yeah,
this was a while ago. Yeah, Nintendo, and remember, Nintendo's multifaceted too. Nintendo got theme parks, okay? Nintendo got toys. They got iconic characters that are out there, that from old gray heads like us to our grandkids know. So they're all over the place, man. I mean, they're not just video games and a video game console. They are much, much more than that. So
well, they've been doing it a lot longer too. Let's not
yeah,
forget.
yeah, they're in a totally different space than Microsoft is or ever will be. Because to be quite honest, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it hasn't Microsoft always presented as kind of being, the nerdy, pocket protector wearing type company, where they're not really like risk adverse. You
In the
know,
90s, they were.
was that
In the 90s, yeah.
in the 90s? When?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's back in the days of
yeah.
the Trapper Keeper, and they were. Yeah, see, look at you laughing. You remember the Trapper Keeper commercials? I know you do.
Yeah, I know,
But
but I mean, when you think of Microsoft, you don't immediately think of unless you're a gamer connected to Xbox. You don't think about some guy wearing a gamer shirt with a cool leather jacket named Phil Spencer. You don't think of somebody like that. You think of you think of Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates is Microsoft.
well,
Microsoft is Bill Gates, and he hasn't even been there for God knows how long. But you don't think of some cool, guy riding a Harley with a babe on his back. You don't think of that. I mean,
I
wasn't
mean,
that like
well,
the contrast between Microsoft and Apple? And the commercials and the spoofs that they would do, say, "Hell, I'm a PC," and the other ones are, I don't know. It was just it's just the perception
so,
is what I'm trying to say.
so if
So
that's
I don't
the
think
if that
Microsoft has changed a lot.
so if that's the case, where would Linux fit and all that?
Dude, I don't know and I don't care because I don't use Linux. Well, you coming out of left field with stuff like this, bro? It make me
Hey
mad
man,
here. Linux. What do you think about Linux? Let me flip that. Well, how does Linux look to you?
whoa. You can't
God
put. I'm
damn
the
me
one that
started.
asked the question.
God damn me started here. I'm gonna move on with the topics. I'm gonna get mad. He's to come mention Linux. Oh boy. You know what? I'm gonna ask you a question, a serious question, Jay.
Yeah.
What's up with this Mega Man Dash? When are you gonna do this? When are we gonna see you doing a speed run on this game? Talk to us
Or
about this. What?
why you take
How's your
why,
preparation going? Talk to me about this. You doing
why
any push-ups? Any mental gymnastics? Come on, talk to me. Let's go.
you taking out so you want to take your aggression out on me? Is
No,
that
no,
how
I
you
just
feeling
want to know
right
where you're at with Mega Man. That's all. I'm excited for
now?
Mega Man. Mega Man is one of my favorite classics. I told you I got all
Yeah,
the way to Wily's Castle, and from there I'm done. Like I've never complete that. So
I've I'm about ready to go because I know I'm gonna be honest with you guys. In Mega Man, I am going to die, and I'm gonna die a lot.
you heard it.
I'm
You
just
heard it here, guys. You ain't gonna see that for about another month. No, more than that, because he's on Monster Hunter Rise now, so he ain't even practicing. This is gonna be
no.
hilarious to watch. You know what? I'll tell you what, Jay. I'm gonna have you sit down. I'm gonna play it. I'm probably gonna die less than Jay. So
No. This ain't Castlevania. You ain't gonna give me like that. No,
oh man,
I'm gonna do it. Life happened this week. I was gonna try to do it this week,
Monster
but
Hunter Rise happened this week. That's what happened.
I've been
Yeah,
I've been
don't lie
putting
to these people.
so
They know
much
you.
time. Hey, look, I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise. All
Yep.
right,
Yeah. That
I've
brother's
been
been
I
That bro's been undercover. When I'm not on, he like puts his status offline. He's already beat like the last leader. He's probably started another character. He like I
No,
don't know.
no,
He's
no.
putting in that
I have.
work.
I did beat the
Don't
village
spoil
part of
anything. Don't
Magnum
spoil anything.
Hollow,
Okay. Don't spoil anything.
and I seen that and it unlock a whole new slew of monsters, and I was like, "What is that? What kind of
Nice.
monster is that?" Oh, okay, I remember you. So yeah, it's yeah, Magnum Hollow. I don't like Magnum Hollow. Me and Magnum Hollow is like, remember when we first got the Nergigante back in the day in World, and I
Yeah.
was like heated.
Yep.
That's how Magnum Hollow is for me now.
Okay. All right.
He's on that classic Nergigante level where if I could like pull out my Magnum and shoot him in the face, I would.
Mm.
Mm.
So before we go into Monster Hunter Rise, because I want Hanyo to ask us some questions, because he's the outsider looking in. But Mega Man, you guys, if you're hearing this again on audio or here on a replay, we are doing retro gaming. Specifically, Jay Dark Dad 99 is doing retro gaming, and it's a lot of fun just to watch him play. The first one was Castlevania. That was hilarious. It's janky as heck. We were still working out bugs and stuff, but I left it up because it just shows the evolution of his growth. And him presenting. He played the following time. What was it that you played again? I forgot. Bloodstained, and that was good. He actually made it through the game, and now we're all looking forward to Mega Man. He tried to
Yeah, I
be
want.
slick and say Metal Slug, but we were like, nope, Metal
They
Slug.
I voted for
they wouldn't.
Nope,
No, dude, they wouldn't let me escape. I was trying to
nope,
sneak something in there that
nope.
maybe they were like, nah, man. As soon as Mega Man popped up, they were
Yep,
like, Mega Man.
Mega Man. Everybody voted you down, Mega Man. He was like, I could do Metal Slug. Nope, nope. So, and of course, Sleek in the chat would be the only one who would be like, Linux is amazing. Ha.
Oh,
FOSS for life. I don't even know what FOSS.
free
Sleek
operating system.
fully operating. Oh, okay. Well, thank God we got Henyo because I'm like Foss for life. Who's Foss? So,
oh,
Free
wow.
open source system.
okay,
Am I right?
free
So,
open source system. Yes, that makes sense. I've heard of that
Respond.
before.
Let me. I'm waiting for Sleep to respond.
Yeah,
oh
Linux.
no. So,
So Sleek, did you hear Henyo? Let me let Henyo say it again. Go ahead, Henyo.
I'm gonna say it stands for. Uh. Oh my God, I forgot. Free open source system.
open. So, yeah, he said it.
Okay, he
It's open
said free
source.
open source software.
Software. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
the same
well,
thing.
close enough. Linux just a
No,
free OS operating system. Yep.
Not to spin away
now,
from the conversation here, but
Yeah.
they've got a lot of different versions of solid operating systems. I've tried it's called Deepin. It's the most beautiful operating system. I mean, it's prettier than Windows, and
Mm.
it's just as functional, and it's graphically it's up there. It's it does a little things different than the Windows 10. I mean, and it's not trying to be Windows 10. It's its own operating system, but very secure and very
Mm.
stable. Uses probably half the resources that a Windows operating machine does.
now, give
Nice.
us a little, give us a
It's
little
probably
backstory on the.
yeah. No,
Give us,
it's been
give us a
around.
little, give us a little backstory on the Linux there, Henyo.
Linux, I mean, it's just it's an operating system made by the people, supported by the community. It's free. It's you could download different versions of it. Just like Microsoft has kind of handled their versions. But different people have made different versions. They call it distros and different flavors of it. And basically, it's just graphically interface. Different graphical. Windows and side scroller bars and all whatever you see on Windows, you'll just see a different version, a different flavor of it in Linux. But that's all just an interface. The back end is where the real strength of the operating system makes it very secure and very resourceful. There's no wasted anything on it.
Nice.
So you could definitely do stuff on that system for sure, and not
Nice.
pay.
Slee says they're starting to cater towards gaming. Linux is way more secure than Windows. Can do a lot more as well. It's super customizable. A lot of FOSS software is not better. Typically, way more secure. The premium software, and you have Linux Mint, Debian,
Debian, that's nice.
Ubuntu, and pre-built to
I'm trying.
cater what you want.
Yeah. And now with
Cool.
everything being a web service, I mean, you don't even need to install anything. You're running everything off the web.
It's
So you
awesome.
can literally continue using Microsoft Word from the web. You know,
Nice.
Oh,
you can
that's kind of
install
sexy.
stuff on it. Yeah, yeah, it's totally free. That's the best part. We love free.
Yeah,
You know,
I
maybe
think
go.
I would dabble into Linux probably on a retro Pi just to like get my feet
Deepin.
wet.
Try Deepin. You would love Deepin. You'd be like, yo, this is it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I might
I
have
got
to
Don't don't
had
that
don't
that's
tempt
another
him.
project I'm gonna add on to my to my list.
Okay,
That's
okay,
nice.
Hideo. Do
yes, sir.
not give him another thing to put
Why?
because all that dude puts on his lab coat, and he will disappear into the lab. And you'll call him, "What you doing, man?" "Oh, I'm awake. 2 o'clock in the morning. What you doing, man?" I'm going to bed. I just finished doing something." Like, come
Yeah,
on,
man. That's how you
man.
grow, man. That's how you
That's how
grow.
that dude. That's Dexter's laboratory where he be working there. Don't let him fool you.
I can't wait to show you guys the arcade machine setup and this 8 terabyte beautiful thing that I have here hooked up
Oh
with
my
launch box, big box as the front end and these emulate. I mean, everything is coming out so nice. I still haven't moved MAME over, but I'm getting bold enough to where I think I'm gonna just jack my turtle modded machine and pull the games off of there. Even though they tell you not to do that, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna be successful. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know how that's gonna look, but it's gonna be nice. But it's been a lot. It's been a labor of love, really, a labor of love, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. I got some plans of running because it's gonna run off my PC and actually doing some game capture. So all of that's in my head right now. I just gotta like materialize it. So yeah, there you go. In the Discord, if you guys are looking, the beaker, that's me.
That's that dude all day,
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
me. That's when I'm the
professional.
most. That's when I'm the most
dude.
happiest, man.
I
Using my
called this brother
brain and
one
just
Saturday.
yeah. I just hope
"What you
things
doing,
don't blow
man?"
up.
"I'm in the lab." A
Yep,
couple hours later, I called him in. "What you doing?"
it's
"That
crazy,
I'm in
man.
the lab." Like,
It
okay,
it's
that
crazy.
that dude gets lost in lab work. So don't
Yeah,
give him nothing new to work on.
that's how I stay sane. Well, I'm gonna give Henyo the mic. Here you go, Henyo, and talk. Ask us, Jay and I, about this Monster Hunter Rise since you brought it up earlier on. So
I don't have a list of questions, but I guess I'll start with some softballs. Was it everything you expected when you flicked on the game?
go ahead, Jay.
Like the intro, like when it started up, like what was the feel? Did you get the
Uh,
feels? Did you
um,
just like, okay, here we go?
have you sat down and played Monster Hunter World, Henya?
Well, I mean, I turned it on, installed it, and ran around a bit.
Okay. Um, First off, to answer your question, the game is everything I expected and then some.
There you go. Okay.
Capcom didn't let me down. It wasn't a waste of money. I will gladly throw my wallet at Capcom anytime Monster Hunter comes into the fray. I don't know what Capcom has a formula with this game that honestly just can't be beaten. It just can't. I don't know what game. I don't know. All these years I passed up Monster Hunter. Now I see it and I'm like, I see why people don't want to walk away from this game. I see why this game has the following it has. And Monster Hunter used to be a cult game, like just small group of people knew about Monster Hunter. Now it's like, I need to kill this monster right quick though. I got about like I got 15 minutes. Let's do this. So yes, Monster Hunter is everything is worth it to the fan. If
And
you're a Monster Hunter,
what's the biggest difference that you're seeing in the gameplay and graphically?
take it away, Labby.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna echo all the sentiments that you've expressed as far as the game being that and more. Uh, I am relieved, and I'm sure that other Monster Hunter fans, old and new, will be able to say the same. I am relieved that the game is still Monster Hunter, with even with the the new mechanics. It's still Monster Hunter. They have not altered the game. They have not in any way, shape, or form changed the sauce. They've just built on top of an already amazing and successful franchise, and it's fun. It's for anyone who's playing this game. If you play this game and you only use one weapon, first of all, that's fine. You can use one weapon, but you are cutting yourself short of a game that you can really expand and grow with and experience in different ways just by using different weapons, experimenting with different weapons. The gameplay is so different when you use one weapon from another, and that's the depth and the breadth of Monster Hunter. That you have a slew of weapons, and yeah, you're gonna fight the same monsters. They're going to get harder, more difficult. Um, but every time you change that weapon, it's a different strategy. It's a different technique. It's a different approach. It's a different experience. And that's Monster Hunter to me. So how the game looks, I was one that had worries that it being stuck on the Switch was a bad thing. Now I can't sing its praises enough. I love the aesthetic. Kamura Village. I actually like it. I actually like the look of this game, and its art style. I prefer it over World, and I came into World as a brand new Monster Hunter World player. Um, I just love I can't even. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say anything wrong because I don't want to say like the Asian aesthetic or the Japanese aesthetic. Maybe Sleek, who's in the chat, will help me with this, but it's just the art style. Um, Whereas World is more grounded in quote unquote realism. Uh, Monster Hunter Rise is not. The world is not. The creatures themselves are not. Even though there's some here, some of the monsters here, even the monsters that are here in Rise that were in World, they act different. They're faster. Jay, will
More
you agree with me on
aggressive.
that?
Oh, they're far more aggressive,
Yes.
faster.
Yeah.
Some will surprise you. Like I think it was Baroff that we fought,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, "Why this dude just acting this way?" It was you that's like, "This dude is aggressive. He need to chill out."
Right, right. It
Oh
felt
yeah,
faster, smoother. And please, guys, don't compare Monster Hunter Rise to Monster Hunter World. They're two games on two different platforms made by two teams that exist side by side, and you can see how one influences the other, but their vision and their design for their games is because of the platforms they're designing on. Like Monster Hunter Rise is going to be on PC later on, but when they developed Monster Hunter Rise, it was all with the thought of it being portable, being on the Switch from jump. And so they had to think of how were they going to use their assets in order to give us the game. Because if you look at the game, Monster Hunter Rise, it's all about that fight. I'm still amazed at how beautiful and how plain the world looks at the same time. There's nothing here that's going to grab you. And at the same time, you're going to be like, wow, this world is like, it feels big. The verticality in this game is ridiculous. And there's so much more that I can say, but I'm gonna leave it there just to answer that question.
Yeah, I was watching some of the gameplay when you guys were playing, and there was this one scene in which you kind of fell off what felt like the cliff,
Yeah.
and you landed, and I was like, damn, now you got to go all the way around, and you were like, no, 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 I'm gonna climb up this. You went up this, the cliffside.
Right.
You have the ability to go to a certain area and climb back up. And I'm over here thinking, wow, he's gonna have to go all the way around because it literally looked like you fell out the arena, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the battle was happening and
Right.
you fell off. And that was kind of cool to see that you were able to just get back into the fray of things really quickly. You weren't out and about for too long. Um, and I have a question. What new mechanic, like game mechanic, did you is new to the game? Like something that wasn't in the previous versions that you're like, okay, this is cool.
Go ahead, Jay.
Palamutes, the new Palamute Palico system.
Wah wah
Ma-
wah 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 wah
Yeah,
wah.
and that's want
What
want want.
is that?
Explain yourself.
yeah, okay. Let me. I guess I'll do it Monster Hunter Rise style. They made the buddy system, which is your animals that roll with you. They've expanded on that far more than Monster Hunter World ever could. You have more options, more choices, and also, learning from what I learned with End Time the other day, it's good to get in there and mess with them in that new system because they expand the game even more for you. That was not in Monster Hunter World, but it is in Rise.
Yeah, there is with and what Jay, to expand a little bit more on what Jay said, palicos are cats, okay, and palamutes are dogs, okay, canine companions. And so these are your buddies that go out with you. If you're doing solo hunting, you can take both companions, you can take one of each or two of the same class. It's really fun. But if you never played a game, a Monster Hunter game, if World was the only game that you played, and then you come into Rise, you wouldn't know about the village quest, the hub quest, how those two work, how training your palicos, which are your cats again, your palamutes, which are your dogs, you train them. And you train them so that their attributes obviously go up in level, they become more proficient. And so that is a layer of gaming in this game that gives it depth. You want to train, you want to hire other palicos, palamutes, whatever your preference is, and you want to send them to the dojo. You want them training while you go on a hunt with others so that they get stronger, they get better, and they'll be able to aid you in combat and gathering and healing and support, etc., etc., etc. And you wouldn't know that if you didn't play a game like, let's say, Monster Hunter Generations. I actually went back on the Switch because the game had got ported, the older game, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and I experienced that. I experienced village quests and hub quests and these fetch missions, which is totally new and different if, again, you're just coming from World. You're gonna be like, well, why does this character here, this NPC, offer village quests and this one's offering hub quests? And but they connect with one another. They're both essential in order for you to progress, for you to rank up. It's essential for you to train and hire palicos and palamutes, because not only will they aid you in fighting, but also you're going to be sending them to gather material for you that you're going to need, like potions to heal yourself, or to craft stamina, or bombs, or whatever it may be, plus other things, which again, we can do a whole podcast on it. But there's a lot in this game and in Monster Hunter that I realized that they just don't explain to you. But you got to be a person that you like to discover things, if that makes sense, and you're willing to learn, because that's what makes the game in depth and so interesting. It's not just about going out there and fighting a monster, rinse, wash, repeat. There are layers in this game, and it is an RPG. It's fleshed out. I do want to make comment. Sleek is saying it is coming to PC. It has found a way to bring modern twists to those juicy JRPG graphics. I agree 100%. Monster Hunter World was the first to be on the Xbox, and this game typically, Monster Hunter typically used to be on the PlayStation, the GameCube, the 3DS. So it's definitely, as Sleek says, it's cleaner, more modern looking on the 3DS graphics. And he makes, by way of comment, because he's a glaive main player, he says, I miss glaive mounting replaced with wyvern, but the wire bug is a nice change. And yeah, that is some of the mechanics that, again, if you're coming from World, the mounting in World kind of has like been replaced with the wyvern riding, which is a whole other, again, topic that we can speak about. So
I guess my last question would be: have you had your oh snap moment, or have you yet to reach that moment? Uh, a certain part of a gameplay that you went, oh man, all right, here we go.
Jay, have you? Because you fought
I'm not.
Magna Malo, and you're further ahead probably.
I haven't seen anything that's been like jaw dropping other than I love the way the game is presented. So like when you go to a new place or you're fighting a new monster, they kind of give you like the short little cool like this monster dwells in the forest and smacks people upside the head every night. And you know, they just do kind of a little quick presentation. I like doing that instead of, hey, there's a monster, go kill it. Cool. I mean,
Yeah, it gives you
so
like
the presentation and everything is definitely on, man. Just you need to go. You need to come join us. Be one of us, and you one of
He's
we'll
a,
us.
see what
One
MLB the
of
show
us.
has to say about that.
yeah, he's
I know.
I commend Jay for trying to always recruit. And I'm gonna say to Sleek, because Sleek is always faithful. He's here, and shout out to Sleek. I love you, brother, man. Sleek has been with me since like day zero back in Mixer. And I always, from time to time, I always have to mention that because I've yet to meet this brother face to face, but he's like family to me. And I want to say, with what I've noticed with Monster Hunter, my old snap moment has been the switch skills, where again there's another layer to you fighting with your character and your weapon, where now they're giving you the opportunity to essentially alter a special move on your weapon. So, your glaive might have one move that you're used to. Like, I'll give you an example. I think in this gameplay, I'm using one of the switch skills that if I continually hit the monster, there's an animation where my wire bug, or my kinsect, becomes a part of the attack and does extra damage to the monster. And I don't know, Jay, have you tapped into that? Did you realize that? Did you mess with that at all?
Yeah, you'll see. Did you ever put any gameplay with us playing together?
Yeah, I got gameplay of us playing together,
If you
playing right
guys
now.
ever seen, well, the weapon I use is a switch axe, and I've used most weapons in Monster Hunter World, and they all basically play the same to me now. It's just getting used to the Switch version, and I just prefer the Switch axe. When you do Switch skills, it's every weapon is different. With the Switch axe, it's one of them is you get thrown in the air, and then you kind of like come down at a 45-degree angle on top of your target, and if you connect, it like kind of sets a bomb and blows up, which is kind of dope.
And that's one of the
But
switch skills, right?
yeah, but then there's another one that's like a gigantic like he's swinging the switch axe, and it's like a kind of a multi-hit move, and it gives you like maybe on startup you get maybe a couple of seconds of iframes, and then after that, you whatever happens is gonna happen.
Right. Yeah,
But yeah,
it's I think it's a great addition to the game, the switch skills, because it gives you diversity in how to use your weapon. So I think each weapon has like three different switch skills by the time you're done with actually playing the game and you unlock them and all that good stuff. So yeah, and so much to say, but that was my like kind of like aha moment where I was like, oh, okay, these squish seals they're pretty dope. I like the way that they incorporated it. So, but Henyo, you're not muted on my side. So, are you
No,
good?
not anymore. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, okay,
Sorry about
cool.
that.
Cool,
Not sure.
but again, guys, I mean, we're going long in the tooth here. I just looked over at the time, and we're past the 1 hour and 45 minute mark. We've gone way
Conversation was good,
over.
man.
Uh,
Conversation was good, man. We were talking the other week,
I
and we
know.
still got we still haven't even addressed a lot of the things we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still good
well,
to go here for another 10 minutes if you guys are with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well round it out and I promise we'll round it out then at the 2 hour mark. So let's move on from Monster Hunter Rise, and we'll come back to Monster Hunter Rise as we're playing it and experiencing it. But hopefully that'll help you to understand this game a bit more and appreciate it and jump in there. It could be intimidating, but it's best if you can get with somebody who can kind of be like your Sherpa, and kind of guide you through the process, and really teach you and not carry you. There's a difference between carrying you and teaching you. And you want to learn the game, most definitely. Sleek says the grind hits different than other games where it can be an enjoyable grindy. Builds can be great throwing different sets together, and like any game, when you get the specific set or weapon, it is just like, yes, a sense of fulfillment. That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
that's very true.
And we've been there with other games that
Yeah.
finally.
Well, the thing is, Monster Hunter does it so differently. Like it may take you a week to get all the parts you need for a certain weapon, but when you get it, the sense of accomplishment, like, yo, I had to fight this monster 7 times and then go and find this mushroom and go dig for some earth. And when you finally get it together, you're like, yo, I've been waiting for this.
You
And
see,
now I'm about to bash monster
and
face in.
and not to bust Jay's chops, but I have to. This is you just heard his words, right? He's all right with doing that here on Monster Hunter Rise, right? But he won't try Dark Souls. He's like, no, I don't know about that. The game and Dark Souls could be intimidating, but if I have to like kind of group the Monster Hunter Rise satisfaction of grinding and the Dark Souls, once you understand these games, they click, they make sense, and you approach them correctly. You can't just approach this game and say, yeah, I'm gonna ride a dog and I'm gonna go beat on this bear or whatever. No, that's not what this game is. You missed it. It is a JRPG game with a lot of systems, and it takes a commitment, just like Henyo's gonna be making here a commitment to MLB 2021 pretty soon. Yeah, it's not just baseball, right?
Nope.
It's not. It's not baseball. It's life.
That dude putting a ring on it, y'all. Just to
Yeah,
let y'all
put a ring
know.
on it.
He putting a ring on it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I've yet to meet somebody in the Monster Hunter community that is just a pain in the neck. I mean, I've never met that person. So, friendly community. So, let me move on. Henry, is there anything specific that you want to cover on this list? I do want to just ask you guys a question, that before it becomes irrelevant. But did you guys hear about the $500 Xbox headphones?
So why not?
The latest one that's come out, right?
That's not the latest one. The latest one that just dropped that you can't find it nowhere is $99. Right. But now they're coming out with a $500 headphone. What do y'all think about that? Is there a market for this thing?
I don't think I'm getting it. I have trouble paying $50 for a pair of headphones, man. Honestly.
Look,
Honestly.
I'm gonna be straight with y'all. The market is for anybody out there that's willing to buy it. And the way gaming is now, somebody will buy it.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
a lot
am
of
I
bodies
willing
are
to
gonna
pay?
buy it.
No way.
I ain't 500. Nah, I can't do
What's the most you've
that.
paid for a headset, Jay? If you don't mind me asking, you give me a ballpark figure.
99.99.
9,999. That's the most you've paid.
99.99.
And and I think Henyo said $50.
50 bucks.
$50. So for $50, what's the best headset that you've picked up and you've been like, okay, this is cool. This is gonna do the job. Take it away.
Actually right now I'm using a pair of I forgot the names of these Rig 150s or something like that. These are like the first generation of. Hold on, let me take them off for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what brand. This is like Astro something brand.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea, but I paid like I was just like really hard pressed to, pay 50 bucks for it. But I broke down because I needed something with a mic and something that worked well with Xbox. But that's not to say that I haven't been fortunate. I've been able to find those Samsung earbuds
Mm-hmm.
that look like little jelly beans.
Yeah.
I got those at Best Buy for 50 bucks. Those things are pretty cool. They're noise canceling little earbuds.
Mm-hmm.
Those are cool. I found a pair of Beats Studios threes, which are awesome noise canceling headphones, wireless. And I've got headphones. Oh, my Skull Candies are my favorite ones. Those are the cheapest at 14.99.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I did? I told Best Buy for $2 more, I'm gonna buy the insurance. And every time they broke, I went in and got a new pair.
This brother.
He working a system. It's there to
Hey.
be worked. He just knows how to work
It's
it.
all good. I've met all of my audio needs. I got a pair to chat with. I got some walking around earbuds, and I got over the ear earbuds, and I got everyday, whatever I want to use skull candy. I'm good. I don't need $500. I don't need to spend 500 bucks. I don't need to spend 100.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty steep. I'm not gonna be one to say that I haven't spent some money for headphones. But I can tell you that some of my better experiences have been in the mid range and not necessarily per se gaming specific headsets. So when I saw this being marketed as a Xbox, whatever plush prime $500, I was like, I said, you know what? I mean, I'm not an audiophile. I've had my experience with a bunch of headphones, Turtle Beach, Astros, Lucid Sound. Lucid Sound is actually the ones that I use right now. They're wireless, the Lucid Sound wireless ones. Um, these headphones, I think, normally go for like three, but I found them for two, I think. And that was after much, much, much research. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna give these a try. And I did it with some trepidation because I was like, that's a lot of money. But I can tell you that these headphones are legit. These Lucid Sounds, Bluetooth wireless that I use, great headphones, comfortable. I can wear them forever. They don't bother me. The mic is decent. The sound is decent. But yeah, I agree with you guys as far as whatever works for you. But I can't see myself paying $500. I don't work in a studio. I don't mix music. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, can't you get like I'm trying to remember. I think I got my LG sound bar that's like mounted over my TV for that price. And it's like a 7.1.2 sound bar. It's supposed to do that Dolby Atmos. It sounds awesome when I turn it on. But I've yet to hear that kind of sound quality in a headset. And even if it existed, I'm like $500. That's the price of an Xbox Series X.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Well,
no.
if Papa Biden comes through just one more time, just one
No,
more,
man. I
he's
think
gonna
the
come through
next
one more
I think the next one I'm a bank. I got everything I got. I can't see myself like I can't do it, man. There's
You be
supposed to be
lighter
another.
to me.
Anyway, I don't want to get off topic on that, but
You be lighter to me.
I'm serious. I'm serious. But Sleek makes a good point. The world is upside down. Let it get back to normalcy. Things will start to become more affordable again. I agree. I definitely agree. I'm not gonna be the one. Hey, and if you want to go out and buy a $500 pair of
God
headphones,
bless.
more
God
power
bless.
to you. Let me know how they sound,
Right.
and when they're on the bargain bin, I'll go grab them then.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
that's about as much I'm gonna say about that. Jay, you want to say anything else about that?
5 o'clock.
Jay fell asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, he passed out. His his little orb around his name ain't even blinking no more.
That's all right. We'll entertain him. Honestly, if it, these earbuds are 169. I paid $50 for it. I'm happy that I got them. Uh, I would never have bought these at that price.
Mm,
That price point. Never ever. So I'm just
yeah.
happy with what we have.
Yeah. I'm happy again with my Lucid sounds. I'm eyeballing another pair of headsets. I forget who puts them out. They're like 120. Um from an original price of, I think MSRP was 150. I've seen them out there for like 200 plus. I'm not even going to name them because then somebody will have them and then they'll just price them up. But I'm waiting for those to come down to like $100 so I can get them, cuz they're supposed to have a feature that I want, that if it comes through then I'm going to have them right alongside my Lucids, but I'm not even going to mention what they are. But yeah, I mean, guys, that I think is a wrap for me. Jay, I think he passed out.
Oh
Um,
sure. I'm moving over the couch. Please.
yeah, just throw the blankie on him and just slide him over. But
You'll be right.
but yeah, good conversation as always, guys. Thank you for hanging out, being here again on youtube.com/drama free gaming. We're gonna definitely be playing some more Monster Hunter Rise. At least I am. We are drawing near to the release of MLB The Show 2021, a game that I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited to get my hands on. I think I'm going to pick it up, purchase it flat out, and just to experience MLB firsthand and not live vicariously through Henyo. Um, and I know he's gonna disappear once that game comes out. But yeah, so many other things to talk about. I'll give you guys an update on this arcade. I know Henyo had posed here on the notes I'm looking at about components that we would like to see on consoles. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw that one out there at you guys. What would you like to see come back on consoles? Things that could be incorporated, peripherals, maybe. Um, that would be a great topic to talk about maybe the next time that we get together. But I'm winding down here. Henyo,
It's been a blast.
it's been a blast, man. And Jay, it's been cool, man. I know you're probably in a coma, but that's cool. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. So, guys, as always, thank you for hanging out, for being here. Be good to one another, do good. And as always, keep your gaming and your life drama free. Later, people.
Good night, everybody.